Tefl-Dude. He is the Tefl-Dude. He is the Tefl-Dude. Hi, Tefl-Dude here. Whether you're a high school teacher, a Tefl teacher, or a business person, having the ability to use a digital whiteboard will add interactivity to your lessons and presentations. Normally, such a device would cost at least €1,000 and would not be very portable. However, using just a Nintendo Wiimote and an infrared pen, you can turn any surface, such as a wall, a table, the ceiling, a TV, even your own laptop screen, into an interactive whiteboard. To quote Jonny Lee, you get about 80% of the functionality for just 1% of the cost. So how do we do this? First, we need to download Microsoft Net Framework 3.5. Second, connect your Wiimote to the computer. Third, download the Wiimote software, which is free. Fourth, run the software to connect to your Wii. And fifth, use your infrared pen to calibrate the Wiimote to the whiteboard. Okay, before we get started, obviously we will need the tools, which are the Wiimote, and on the Wiimote the only buttons we need to focus on are the 1 and 2 to help it to recognize the computer, and the A button in order to start calibration. Now, as for the pens, there are 3 types. The first one is the manual switch, where you just press this red button and then it will activate the light like this. So you press the red button, it'll activate the light. In fact, I'll just move that away, and you can see in the blue background the light when I press. The other one will work when you actually press the nib. So some are like this one, which is both pressing this, and some are only this and only this. As you can see, this one is the cheapest. You're using the red button. The next one is $10.95, and that is pressure, sensitive pressure, so it only works when this presses on the board. And the other one, the most expensive one, is manual and pressure, so you can use this button or pressure. That comes in handy if you have a smoothboard. It's okay to use the pressure, but sometimes you might have a rough wall and you can actually just press the red button and hold it slightly away from the wall, but because you're pressing it, it reacts with the Wii and you can write almost in the air. So that's that, and now we're going to move on and talk about the installation process on your computer. Okay, so the first thing on our agenda is to download the Net Framework file. So we will go to this window here. I will put the links below, and you simply download the Service Pack 1. When you've downloaded that and installed that, you're ready for the next step, which involves downloading the actual Wiimote connector. And in order to do that, you need to go to this website, and this is absolutely free. It was made by updated by Jonny Lee, and you need to click on this compiled binaries, and once you do that, I clicked on it, this page will pop up and it just says, whoops, there's a problem with the preview, but all you need to do is download this Wiimote whiteboard zipware. I've clicked it and you can see I'm downloading it. Say OK, and there it's being downloaded. Now obviously it's a zip file, so you will need some software to unzip it. So we'll drag it onto our desktop. I already have 7-zip, but if you don't, you should go to this website here and download either the 32-bit or the 64-bit version. Obviously the 64-bit, because this particular wiimote whiteboard software is for the 64-bit. You can see is mentioned here, helps 64-bit, and I'm sure there are 32 bits out there as well. So you'll click the download, save and install. Once you've installed, you will have this file here, and we're just going to right click, 7-zip, extract here, and these two files are what will be there. Maybe a good idea is to put these two files in a folder of their own. Let's call it wiimote. Oh, did a little spelling mistake there, wiimote. And we'll take those two and put them in the file there. So let's now try to run it. So we're going to run the wiimote. I have this, hopefully we'll connect this to the computer. However, we actually need, it won't work, I'll test it for you, but generally always right click and run as admin. It's searching for the Wii and it won't find it, because for many of you, if this is the first time you've ever put a Wii on your machine, I'm going into here, you can see that the Nintendo is actually already connected. But if I go into this setting now, and let's have a look what they've put in here. Go to my settings. I'm going to turn the Bluetooth off, so there's no Wii there at all. Now normally if you try and install the Wii through this Bluetooth method here, it won't work. If you try this, it's a big mistake that most people make. They go through the new control panel of Windows 10, and I can see here I'm clicking the 1 and 2 button, and there's an input. Let's see what it says. But it says enter a pin, but I don't have a pin. So what needs to be done? See, here it is, Nintendo, and everyone goes, well, I don't know the pin. What's the pin? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 0? It isn't. Don't even bother with it. Cancel out of here, and what you need to do, you need to leave the Bluetooth on and go through the old control panel over here, and you need to go to add device. So we click add device. Now as I'm clicking the 1 and 2 button, you'll see the word Nintendo came up. So I'm going to click next. And here, don't even put anything in. Just click next. And while it's installing, just keep pressing these buttons, making sure the lights are flashing all the time. It might take a wee while. But once this has connected the Wii, your device will remember it, So even though it looks like it may have switched off, your device remembers it, and you won't have to do this again, what we're doing now. You don't have to do this every time you want to connect the Wii. This is for the first time only, if you've never had a Wii connected. So two things are connected, and we can now go, we can even have a look at the settings, and there you can see our Nintendo is connected and it's flashing away like crazy. So now what we need to do is just simply open our Wiimote whiteboard software, right click. Tell you what, I'll just double click, I won't even run it as administrator, see what happens. And there you go, we're connected, it's green, the battery is 60%, and now the next part we need to do is simply to calibrate the Wii onto the whiteboard. Obviously you can't just have it waving around in your hand, it will need to be fixed at an angle to the screen or at the top, and that's where, when it's fixed, this pen, which you can see lighting, will be talking to this via the PC, but we'll have a calibration tool coming up. So I'll try and do it. I'll just hold this in my hand towards the computer screen. We'll try and do it on the computer screen. So I'm gonna, now with this freeware, because it's free, if I click the calibrate button, nothing will happen. However, if I press the A button, which is here, which is what it says, so I'm going to hold it steady, I'm going to click the about this distance, I'm going to click the A, press the A button, and as you can see my screen has gone white, and I'm trying to move my pen, and you can see that they've gone around and it's worked. It's not exact because I'm actually using my PC screen, believe it or not. However, it's connected. It's given me it's saying, well, that's not good, so I could press A again, and if you do that, it just, I don't know, there's something wrong with it, it doesn't like it so much, so I just quit. The best thing is just to quit, and you can see there's a calibration icon now, and just redo it. Just make sure it's not in here, and we'll just redo it, rerun it. I'll just double click it. So we rerun it again. I'm going to press the A button on the machine, try and hold steady, and we get another option. There we go. Oops, and it's moved over here, and then here. And as you can see, it says I've got 70% window, and you can see I'm now using the pen to do this, and I've got total control, and now we can use some other free software like Adobe Reader in order to write on the actual page. And also later I'll be introducing you to Smart Notebook, which you can buy, but they do offer a free version. So a 45-day trial, and then you get limited use, but enough use to make it useful to us. So there you have the free Wiimote software. I'm just going to switch that off. And then I'm going to, my Wii is still active, so I'm going to turn that off by holding the power button, and it's gone off. Now, one more piece of software introduce you to, it's quite cheap, again it has a free version with it, is this Smoothboard Air Duo. And if you look here, you see the website here. You can download the Smoothboard Air. Actually, not this one. You really want to download the Smoothboard Air Duo. This is the one that works. The other one is just rubbish. Don't know why I showed it. Get rid of it. So, here you can see how the Wiimote whiteboard is meant to be. However, I stick my Wiimote underneath the projector, and I'll show you a nice trick later how I do that when I'm in the classroom. So for now, we download this, you install it, and once you've done that, you can just click it, and you just wait a few seconds, and then it'll eventually let you just continue unregistered. And what I like about this is that you can actually press the A button. Now, it's looking for this Wiimote. I will have to press it in order for it to look for it. It says it's found one. Now, a thing with this is, if this Wiimote is a different Wiimote connecting to this Smoothboard thing, it probably won't recognize it because it's looking for the other one, which is the white one I had. So what you do is you just remove that selected one, and I'm going to press these buttons again. It's going to start learning for this Wiimote. Remember, this only pertains to this software. The other software we had, you can interchange Wiimotes as you like. And here you can see there's actually a different number now. And it's connected. I let go because it's green, and eventually it's going to connect. And there are other functions here which we can talk about later. If you pay for the software, you're able to see it on 7 or 8 different devices. All your students could connect. So here, what I like about this software is you can actually press this on this. You don't have to press the physical button. You can just press the screen. So I'll try that again. And you can see it's a different interface. Oops, having trouble pressing the button. Maybe I'm not calibrating right. Oh, there it goes. And over there. Maybe somewhere here. There. It's obviously I'm not positioned the Wii correctly, so that's why it's like that. A nice thing about this software though is you do get these this kind of tools where you can write on the board as you like. You can do things, you can write all over, and you have other stuff. We'll talk about software later. Let's just get rid of that. And again, but with this one, you don't have to press the A button again. You can just, if you need to recalibrate, I can simply press this button and it will do it again. So for now, I'm going to switch that off. Yes. And so now, where are we so far? We've installed the Net framework, connected the Wiimote to the computer, connected the software to the Wiimote, run the software, we've used the IR pen, we've done everything. So now I'm going to show you how I've used this in the classroom. Now, in order to put the Wii in an appropriate place, in order to shine onto the screen, I'm going to put it underneath the projector, but at a height where a teacher can reach it without having to stand on a chair. Okay, so all you need is a selfie stick, which you can buy for about 10 to 15 euro. And we're going to use the strap of the Wii to fix it to the selfie stick. So let's just do that. So we're using the strap that came with the Wii. You just hook it round, and I'm just going to, and with the little belt that it has, you just force the belt onto the Wii, pulling it tight, and then just snapping it closed. And now I have the Wii attached to my selfie stick, so it's going to project on a downward angle. And the reason for that is so that you can take the Wii out when the battery needs changing, which could be once a week, depending how often you use it. Now, in order to stick it underneath the projector, like so, rather than tape it in any fashion which could damage the projector, I'm going to use this clip, which is strung, and I'm merely going to let it grip the Wii stick, like so, and that's gripped tight. And all I'm going to do is hook it on to the light, so, like so. And there you have it. There it is. Oh shit. And there you have it. It's fixed onto the light in order that you can, I'll just show it around, in order that you can unhook it quite easy. So you can just take it off and put it on again. And now the stick is resting steadily, as you can see, and I can manipulate it to move it to a particular place. This is quite heavy and it's very good, and that Wii will not move through the whole time, which is important. Okay, the Wii has been placed onto the projector and positioned so that it is pointing to the middle of the screen. Now, in order to find out if I've got it in the middle, we turn on the software, which is the Smoothboard 2. And now it's waiting for a signal. Now, one thing I must remind you, if this number relates to that particular Wii. If I was to use a different Wii, then I would need to remove the selected Wii. I would need to hold it and remove it, but I don't, because this has been recognized before. So I'm going to now press the 1 and 2 button over here, which I can now reach as it's lowered down, and it will begin flashing. And on the screen, it should turn green when it recognizes it. There it recognizes it. And now it comes up with the software. As you can see, I have a battery of 42, and the position of the screen is absolutely wonderful. It's taking up 53%. Now, you do need at least 30% in order for the stick or the calibration to work really well. So I'm just going to quickly calibrate the board now. And there's two ways to do that. I can either press the quick calibration button on there, or I can press the button on the Wii. For this, I will press the calibration on my screen and simply calibrate the software. And now it's working. So as you can see, I can move around things. I can use the pen. I can use the pen in a different colour, so yellow, and write hello world, I guess. Hello world. Okay, so now I've finished using my Wii, and I might want to go to another classroom with it, so I can simply switch off the Wii from here. There's the wiimote. Simply switch it off, and all I need to do is pick up the Wii from its lid and simply turn it off by the button here. There's an off button here, I think. And now I can take it home, or take it to another classroom which has a projector and hook it on to another projector as I see fit. And that's such a great idea.